All right, y'all. We back again. Imposter
Giddy.
Syndrome podcast. As always, I'm your host, Quay Jones. I'm here with my co-host, my man, Rich Banks.
Yiddy.
How you
Oh,
doing?
it's here.
Doing?
Let's go. Thank you. Round of applause. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I always love the applause. He knows. That's my favorite thing.
I be laggy on the soundboard.
On the soundboard,
Yeah,
my
you
suggestion
would be way
is,
too aggressive. I already know that. That's not.
yeah,
It's
but
like
it's just it's
do
an
not
option.
touch zone for you.
I say we put it up to the fans to vote.
Yeah, I bet.
Let's do
Always a
that.
good option.
You know what I'm saying? Put it up to the fans to vote. But
Always a good option.
Well, today we are here with my boy Staacks from
Let's
Brooklyn.
go.
Yo,
Welcome
Let's
to the
go.
Imposter Syndrome
My
podcast.
boy.
having me.
you know what I
Appreciate it.
My man,
mean? We here live and direct.
live and direct. My man Staacks is a musician from Brooklyn. He's been out here grinding for a long time. I actually had the pleasure of taking photos and video in a studio session with Rich and Staacks. That was a
Yes.
fun night. That was my first time, honestly, ever in a music studio.
Big shout out to Quads, man.
Yeah, it was
that
it was
spot's
actually at
official.
Quad.
Spots was fire. Quad. Yes, it was dope.
It was actually a
everybody
good
in there
session.
was really nice.
Remember when they got us pizza and shit? I was like,
Yeah.
hey,
Oh,
nigga, better
yeah,
get. I was like, yeah,
surprised.
nigga, I'm not going out to get it. Like,
He was trying to send one of us to go get
Yeah.
pizza, and it was like, we'll get the pizza for you. It was like, what?
Yeah. If anybody knows Quads, they
You know
definitely
what
know
I'm
the service.
Like,
is
fire.
it's
Fire service,
it was
so
fire for me.
that
you
was
know what I'm
a-
saying?
that
'Cause
was a
it was
great
my
vibe.
session, so it was like the first time for me where I got the,
Do your thing.
you know
and,
what I'm saying, like the
your-
actual artistry treatment, you know. But it was cool.
It was definitely cool. Even just being there, it was kind of like a fly on the wall. It was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of fun recording it. I had a lot of fun recording Staacks. Honestly, the passion and intensity that I got while recording you was just so dope.
Yeah.
Like I did an edit of you on fire, but like that's just how it felt. Like you was just on fire. You was like,
Oh, yeah, I remember
you
that.
was salivating at the mouth, just sitting there like,
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
We was there for
It was an 8
about,
hours.
yeah.
It was an 8
a nice
hour,
8 hour
like,
session. And
yeah.
by the time I went on, we was about 7 hours
Facts,
into that
that's a
already.
fact.
So I was
Yeah.
already lit. So my energy is already crazy. So that at that point, yeah, nah.
It was over. It blew up.
It's a movie
Natural
at that point.
natural stacks is like go mode. You know what I'm saying? Just regular stacks. It's just like on all go.
Yeah, that's the
At that
biggest thing.
point, like waiting 7 hours. I mean, it's cool. You know, you in the studio, you chilling, everything's dope. Like drinking, smoking, everything's good. But like at that point, and they like you said, salivating at the mouth. Like, come on, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get in the booth, go crazy.
That's the biggest thing people actually say to me is the energy. I always high energy. So
Naturally, yeah.
even when it's like I could be sick and still my energy be crazy. I
Hell
don't
yeah.
know.
And
It's
that's
just a natural feeling.
That's definitely was my first impression. A lot of energy. Again, seemed like a very cool person. I mean, I had a good time with you. When Rich was like, "Yo, Staacks want to get on the podcast," I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like,
Yeah,
you know
hell
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Let's do this.
Nah,
Like, you know
once
what I'm
I heard
saying?
y'all was doing this, I'm I need an episode.
Yeah, nah,
Yes, sir.
100%.
Of course. So, you're a musician. As we ask everyone, like, kind of, where did this start from? Like, was this something you were doing, like, when you were, like, a little kid? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or this was just something, like, you kind of got older in high school, or even as an adult, you was like, yo, I want to make music.
Yeah. Well, when actually it started from a kid, which I didn't think was the case. My mom always said that I would, perform, in front of the mirror, see the music videos come on, know all the dance moves. So that was crazy to me to find out that I actually did a lot like that. So I didn't know I was that music tied already at that age because I thought I was going to always do sports.
Right.
I was heavy into sports, all year round, baseball, basketball, football. So by the time I really started really focusing, I could say I joined up chorus for some odd reason in like 4th or 5th grade.
The chorus?
Definitely was because of girls. That's the only reason I could think of.
That's not an odd reason, bro. I was in chorus
that's
too,
a good as
bro.
reason as any other. All right, let me
Bro,
tell you.
I was
Yeah.
in chorus too, bro. I was in chorus in 2 different schools, bro. I did that shit twice.
I'm sure you was what, like the baritones.
Not even.
You was down. You wasn't. You wasn't down high,
Kid you
niggas.
not.
Nah,
I was
fuck
one
outta
of the
here,
better
nigga.
singers in the class. That's
You know
the crazy
what?
thing.
Listen, proof
That's
or
the
it didn't
crazy
happen, and if
Ain't
it
no
did happen,
proof.
see,
I'm old.
yeah,
That's we ain't have cameras just lying around, bro.
I mean,
Yeah, if
I
I had
mean-
videos of me doing chorus, that'd be crazy.
That'd be
right
crazy.
now. That'd be crazy right now. I mean, I have the memories. I remember going to the the nursing homes and hospitals and doing or like Christmas stuff, outside on the lawn in front of the church. So it was crazy. So and then
actually dope.
so I was like
That's
9,
actually
10,
dope
so
to
I was
know.
able to sing back then, which is crazy because then once puberty hit,
Exactly.
then my voice got so deep and I don't know, maybe. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously there's songs I got while auto tune. So, I'm still capable of singing, but not like how I was back in the day.
Yeah, you had
So
a
you
different voice
definitely
back
not,
then.
like-
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. So it wasn't always necessarily rap, but I did start out some type of music. And then how I got into rap, actually, one day we had a substitute teacher. I was ninth grade. And my friend was like, yo, let's write a rap. I never like
Right. You're like, what?
whatever.
All right.
So whatever we writing the whole period. I write like a whole page, and I'll never forget it because everybody was going, people laughing, da 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 da. And when I went, nobody's really laughing. Like, and I was terrible, but I was just better
You
than
were just good.
everybody.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
I was about to
everybody
say, you
else.
were just good for even
Yeah,
that time,
yeah.
like ninth grade. Like nobody rapping.
So
like,
I guess that must have sparked something because ever since that day, that's when I just started rapping. Like that was like the origin. And then I would go into the cafeteria and people would throw me into ciphers. And then like the whole lunchroom would be there. I remember having crazy battles. Like,
And that's crazy that you have like that. Yeah, this is the day that I was like,
that nigga got a villain.
nah, yeah, I'll never
almost
forget
story.
that. Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
yeah, bro,
That's a
that
fact. I'll
That
never
nigga
forget
got
that.
a villain origin. There was
For
one
nothing
day,
can I really be like,
one
yeah,
faithful day in
it
class.
was that day, and I'm like,
Facts,
yeah, I'm gonna do this.
I can't pinpoint it.
Yeah, like that's hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's tough to really be like, yeah, like, nah, I knew like from this moment on that like, yeah, this is what I needed to
It just
do.
since day one, it just was different.
Right.
I get on stage, it's different. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's an aura. Whatever they want to call it, it just is different.
So let me ask y'all, because you said you started in chorus, right? Is that like a typical thing for like rappers necessarily? Do like a lot of them kind of start in chorus, or like, what do y'all think? That's more of a unique situation, or is more common than you might think?
Personally, I think it's definitely more common than you think. Cause like, at the end of the day, like that's one of your electives in school, like a class, like for a lot of kids, like they not really trying to sing, but I think it's just like a free class where there's girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's better than doing work.
Yeah.
You know, for an elective. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not like a class you need to graduate.
Yeah. I mean, I also did percussion. So
And band shit like that.
that's the only instrument I ever tried doing. So I
What, like
I
a
wasn't big on
snare
instru-
drum. When you say percussion,
Percussion is like it's a drum set. It's not necessarily drums. It's the percussion dudes. Like
There's like
it goes
3
like
or
mad
4
fat.
yeah, you're talking about like on a snare drum, like almost
Yeah. I
on
don't know.
drum
The,
line.
that's
shit.
what I'm saying. Yeah. I
Drum
don't know
line
the
shit.
exact instrument.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it's that. It's definitely that.
Yeah.
Probably drum line. Yeah, but like not that crazy.
No.
In a band, I
But
never,
like,
never was that nice.
No, but how they had like the little drum.
Yeah, it's right in the middle, and you have the
Yeah.
2 sticks.
Yeah.
Hitting it like that.
Nah, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only instrument I ever picked up. So, chorus, I don't know. I guess a lot of people start out singing.
Right.
Some type of musical background.
Yeah, I think it's something.
Because there's no, how would you know you could do music?
Right.
If you don't try any music, whether it's instruments, singing, like.
Yeah, no,
that-
100%.
that's- Like, everybody got a talent for something. You just got to figure out what it is.
Even I
And-
played the trumpet.
I played the flute.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things at school. Like you pick it up. You know what I'm saying? And some people are
everybody
just
nice or
musically
something,
inclined. Yeah.
And I think
some people are
music-
musically inclined.
Exactly, musically, and I think it's kind of like burned in like in humans and in society, like music to be like an entity in your life, like you know what I mean. Like you even teaching that at a young age, something as simple as singing. That's like almost like kind of a natural human function that is being taught in schools at an early age. Like this is just something that most humans do in some form or fashion. They sing. And you might be able to be one of them who can, do it really, really well. But
Yes,
regardless,
we all sing.
anybody can sing.
But that's assuming that in today's curriculum, they're even teaching that.
I mean,
Are
they don't even got to teach
That's
because
what I'm
that's why
saying,
they
'cause
got
we
karaoke's and bars.
well, yeah, but
That's
we're
why
talking
they
about,
got that.
we're talking about when you're a kid, like we're put in those situations. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like
Yeah,
you got a
it's
band class, you got to take the band class. Like
It's a different era. I mean, now you could say they're not teaching it, but everything's self-taught nowadays.
That is
That is
facts.
true.
You can just
Yeah,
hop on
no,
YouTube
internet,
and bang, watch a few videos and boom.
Now you next thing you know, you play the trumpet.
That's it. Yeah, you ain't got to go to
Like,
school. Everything's on the internet
I
now.
played the trumpet. When'd you learn? Yesterday on the
Nah,
internet.
that's facts. A lot of this whole
how
setup
it is now.
is just me
Internet.
watching videos on YouTube, like you said, and then just figuring out how to use different equipment and do different
This,
things. It's so self-taught nowadays that a lot of the stuff that we learned in school that kind of seemed natural, they perhaps not teaching no more because they can learn that shit themselves.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
I mean, nowadays, like, even if you was a teacher, you could just hop on YouTube. Why go to class? Probably make bare minimum a year. Now you hopping on YouTube, probably get 1 million views
That is
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Like
Yeah.
that's the wave now. Everybody's a content creator.
Everybody's a content. It don't matter
Everybody's
what
a
you
content
It doesn't matter
creator.
what you do.
It don't matter
'Cause
what.
even if you post
do.
on Instagram, you technically a content creator.
Don't matter what you do. You could be.
I wouldn't give people that much hope, Stacks. Don't do that. You were putting this on the interweb.
But it's
You know
but
what I'm saying?
it's,
No, but it is
it's,
true.
it's the
It is
truth. You
true.
know what I mean? Like the dude
Obviously,
who-
there's levels.
No,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
like
I was
the,
about to
the
say,
power
don't-
washer dude. Man, is just a power washer, but he probably making as much, if not more money off the videos of him doing it that he posted
Yes.
on YouTube
Yes.
than he is
Actually
actually
doing it.
power
Doing it,
washing.
yeah.
Actually doing it.
Because he only probably got to do like 1 or 2 jobs a week just to have content. Think about this. If
He does them
if
for
he schedule,
free. He be doing them for free. He'll show up to people's house and
But
do it
that's-
for free so that way he can post a video on YouTube. And even though he made nothing
No,
off of
he's
the
making-
job physically, he made more. He made the bread on YouTube.
he get 1 point something like views, 1 point something million. Coming home with 3.7K, 3.5K. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that.
Power wash.
Per power wash.
power washed one person's
yeah,
driveway.
You bugging.
Yeah,
I'll take that 100% every time.
Yeah.
Every single time. Matter of fact,
Sign me up.
let's start a
Let's do a
business.
power
Matter of
washer.
fact, let's start a business. We are ready on the interwebs. People know us. Let's do it. Now it's imposter syndrome. Power
Power
washers.
washer.
Power washer.
Always
edition.
starts off as an idea.
Yeah, yo, Stacks, I got you. Yo, we out.
Hey,
We look close.
Remember, I was here when y'all came up with that. I made a
Right.
percentage.
I don't know. No. But yeah, let's. I know you always got the hard hitting question.
I mean, I don't know if we're at the hard hitting part, but
Nah.
but yeah. So okay, so you started off like you said, doing some chorus. You played some instruments or whatnot.
Yeah.
Which is again dope. So, like it just shows like how diverse, you know what I mean, your palette for music is. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, subjugated to just rapping and lyrics. Like, you know, you kind of got a base to kind of, you know,
Go off of.
go off of, you know, as you progress as a musician. So how, like, you know, you said that you had did like some shows and stuff, that you was on stage or whatever. To me, that's always like, you know, really dope to hear, because that's kind of like a intense moment, at least, you know, me looking on the outside or whatnot. You know, like I went to go watch my brother and what's his name, Chris or whatever, went and
Seminar?
yeah.
You know Chris Seminar.
Yeah, no, of course.
Sets.
Big shout out to Seth.
Sets, yeah. So they had they was doing a show. They was doing a show somewhere in Brooklyn or whatever the case. And like,
Yeah.
even for me, just watching it,
Yeah.
knowing them, I'm like, damn, like this is kind of like,
Yeah,
you
so
know what I'm saying?
yeah, when you know people personally, yeah.
Yeah, like this is
it's a
intense.
different
Like this is a
feeling.
big thing for y'all. Like I don't know if y'all freaking out,
Nerve-wracking.
but I'm freaking out for
It's
y'all. Like,
nerve-wracking,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I always looked at it like a roller coaster. Like, you know, when you going up, obviously you're nervous. And
You
then
at the
when
top,
you start
yeah.
going down, you're having the time of your life. So
Yeah.
that's performing to me. So like once you wait, like the night before, not sleeping, right? Because then you trying to focus.
You're in your
So
head.
Then when you wake up, you got that butterfly feeling. You just nervous the whole day for no reason. Like, you know, you got it. You know, you got the
You
lyrics.
know the words.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
yeah, it's
everything.
not like that.
It's just a natural. Everybody has it. Everybody, sports players, music, like everybody has that.
Niggas will
that
lie to you and
nervous-
tell you they
yeah.
don't,
So,
but they do.
So when you get on stage, to me, it's like an adrenaline rush. I don't like that's. It's a feeling. It's a feeling you get. Like it's a high that you don't need to do no drugs. When I first started performing, I got nervous. Let me drink, let me smoke, and I would wind up fucking up because I would forget my lyrics. I didn't know, I'd be misplaced. There's a different way to approach this.
Right.
Because the feeling that you get, you don't need all of that. And once I started doing it naturally, it's beautiful when you'll perform like, damn, how am I gonna do this? And then it'll be the end of the set. and that's it. Man, I want to keep going.
I killed
That's what-
it.
Yeah, it's one of those feel like performing to me is hands down like the bet. Like that's the benefit of doing the music, because then you create it, you go to the studio, you record it. But having the people feel that energy, and you in that room, and everybody's feeling it, or they sing the lyrics, or if you say, "Yo, go like this," everybody go like this. It's such a like powerful feeling, man.
Right.
Like when
Having
you connect
command
with
of the
people,
crowd,
yeah,
yes.
it could be 20 people, it could be, I can imagine 2,000, 20,000. That's why,
Right.
yeah, it's such a great
fucking
feeling. when
arena. You go out to an
yeah.
arena, so you
It's
probably
such
nervous
a
as
great
fuck,
feeling.
but-
I can imagine when people do sports, you scored a touchdown, everybody,
Like,
it's like the
the
same
whole
thing.
crowd
Yeah,
goes
it's the
nuts. You're
same
like,
thing, man. It's the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
Wrestlers, it's the
Right.
same feeling.
When was your first show? Like, like how old were you when you did like the first time? Do you remember like that very first time when you had that performance and you felt that you had the experience of those butterflies and those
Yeah.
possible doubts? Like,
So I was probably like 20, 22 or 23.
okay, that's young.
Like before that, we performed like bars, so I
Okay.
wouldn't really count that. Then we started hitting up like clubs and stuff. Like big shout out to Seth, he was definitely a part of that. So we would hit up different clubs, different shit like that, and then like when you on the stage or doing showcases with other artists, it's a different feeling. Like you gauge, the competition, and. Performing, I don't know. Performing is like I haven't performed in a few years because at a certain point, the showcases was it was
A dub.
yeah, a lot of
It's a
fugazi
dub,
shit
yeah,
over
it's
there,
just a
man.
dub.
A lot of
We
people
used to
just
do-
using their connects, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, to make a little dollar or whatever here and there. But now it's more of like I see like a more of a movement where I see the same people. Doing the same shows, everybody putting on. So that I'm more with. That I'm more with, 100%.
I feel that. So like, let's talk to them, right? Because me and you go, we go back. Me and Staacks been doing music for a while, talking about these performances. Me and you've had plenty of them.
Yeah.
You telling me that like you're not gonna be able to do it now with no nerve just because we've already had, you know what I'm saying? Like we've had that. Me and you going to perform right now. We go to perform Excavation. You telling me you think you're gonna still be nervous? Like I feel like
you're always nervous. That's just a natural feeling. I'm talking about as soon as the first song, the first bar, the first song hit, I'm going down that roller coaster now.
Yeah.
Now I'm having fun. It's over. The nervousness is once that song plays, it's over. I get into mode. It's time to go now.
I could definitely understand that. Before any type of video shoot, photo shoot, whatever I do, before that, I'm going up the roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, even before this, like bro, I've been up since like 7 a.m. I done worked out. I did mad shit. I got prepared way sooner than I needed to get prepared. That's all
100%.
because I'm just going up that roller coaster. I'm like, yeah,
It's anticipation.
The anticipation, like you know what I mean. The want, like being nervous and afraid is often translated to just you caring.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean.
I feel like if you don't feel that,
Right.
something
then
wrong.
it
There's
might
something
be,
wrong.
It might be a
Yeah.
little something wrong with you.
Maybe this
like,
ain't
you know what
for
I
you.
mean?
Maybe you should do something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. Like, and I think that's like that is good. It's really important to kind of establish that. Like, listen, you can be like afraid or not even afraid. You can just be like excited and have that anxiety and maybe even that little bit of doubt creep in. But all of that means the same thing, is that you really give a shit about what you do.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You're not trying to ignore, like you understand, like, cause sometimes people is like way too cool for school. You so cool and so chilled and so relaxed about the shit that you ain't even concentrated properly on what you should be doing.
Or you're portraying it and freaking out on the inside.
Right. I mean, I freak out on the inside all the time. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
A lot of actors.
you know what I'm saying? I be freaking out on the inside. Like, fuck, like, how we gonna fix this? Like, you know what
Like
I'm
I
saying?
wasn't
But-
nervous for this one in particular, but usually I do have the nerves. But I think I'm so comfortable with Staacks. I'm so comfortable
That's
with you.
what it
I've
is.
been you guys are actually like friends.
The
you
more
know what I'm
comfortable
saying?
you
Like,
are, I feel like the less nervous.
Cause like
you
this,
get
like for me,
naturally.
it's just cool. Like we're just all having a conversation. There's cameras on our face, there's microphones, and we're wearing headphones and shit. But like other than that, like it's just a normal conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
It's not weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Or not that it's not exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I feel like sometimes like things just make you anxious for no reason. Like this doesn't make me anxious, or did it make me anxious coming here? I was just like, all right, it's about to be like a cool thing. You know, like there's a point where I feel like it subsides.
Well, I feel like the more you do it, that's where that comes
Yeah.
into play.
Yeah.
The more like the first time I was in front of a camera, like, oh, camera. Camera.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
Stuttering over words.
Deer headlight.
right.
There's a video out there I kept saying, well, you know what I'm talking about? I must have said that shit like 50 times. I still remember that video.
God.
No
Still
way.
remember that. Yeah, hell yeah. Just because, now it's like,
Frozen.
yeah, I'm even impressed with myself.
Right.
Because the more I've been getting in front of it, it's like I don't even...
You don't even
I don't
pay no
attention
mind.
to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's
They're
like,
just
whatever,
there.
man.
Like,
That's
you
just,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's like an extra person in the room.
It's like furniture.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. So fucking right now, I know you just dropped a project, and
Now or never.
I definitely want to hear about that. So tell me what's going on with that right
Yeah,
now.
we just dropped a project, Now or Never. I'm saying we, because it's produced by my man, Felix from 6'5".
Shout out
Big
to-
shout out to Felix
out
from
to Felix.
6'5".
Let's hit him with a round of applause there.
Yes. That man's been working hard. I remember, me and him go way back, even before he started making beats. So it's crazy because when the pandemic hit, he made beats before, but like I always told him like, yo, you ain't got the right sounds yet. If you got the right sounds, you might have something. Then whatever, bro. The pandemic happened. He put in work, started making beats, here's this beat, here's this beat, here's this beat. So I start writing. So the project came down, like it's been obviously 3 years since the pandemic. So it's been a lot of like, okay, I'll work on something and then he'll come through with like a how to beat. And I scrap this. Like,
Right.
We probably did that like 4 or 5 times, bro. I'm not even joking.
And we talking about for now or never.
Yeah,
right?
for Now or Never.
Yeah.
Even before he even got to the name of the project, we were just bunch of beats, because he kept improving, and I keep improving. So like, why? Like, yeah, we could have put out them songs, and some of them songs will be out for sure. But at that point, we putting so much pressure on ourselves. We want to put out the best of the best. So that's where the name pretty much came up. It's Now or Never. Because if you not in tune with me, or this is the first time watching me, like, it's not gonna hit the same. But like, if you know me and know how long I've been doing it, like that's where the name comes in. Because a lot of people, yo, you still rap, you still do this, and I'm sure a lot of people get those questions, and it's like, damn, it could be disheartening, make you want to give up type shit. But nah. So the more I started, a big shout out to my boy Ruciano.
Yes, sir.
There was a point where I really wasn't doing music like that, and he was doing hard. He was going hard with the music. Yo, come on, you gotta come out. So he would get me on songs with him. Our first song, Level Up. Yo, hop on this. Whatever, say no more. So it got like the spark back.
Yeah.
So now when I started working with Rue, we did Deal with the Drip, the first project. So that shit got lit. So by the time we got to Now or Never, I feel like I was back into my zone. Like, all right, I'm good now. So even now that it just dropped, I'm already, okay, what's the next thing?
Yeah.
Because usually I'll take big breaks, huge breaks in between projects. Like, nah, like when I got Rue, I got Rich, I got Feel It. Everybody's keeps going. New beats, new projects, new this. So I feel like I love competition. I play sports my whole life. So I love
the competitor, and you was like, all right.
Yeah, when you
next?
drop shout out to TOG, Killer, Banger,
Facts,
all them.
facts.
When I see them drop
Round of
projects,
applause
everybody,
for all them niggas. Luciano, Killer,
everybody
all them
dropping
niggas. Let's
projects
go,
and
let's
make you want to drop
Niggas
more
really
projects.
working
Want to keep going. So
Yeah.
I got like, it's not just me at this point. Like I got like a whole team, a whole bunch of people with the same mind, the same goals. That's why I came on this podcast, because I know there's a lot of people out there that striving, trying to get there.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot, Rob, we all go through, we all have problems.
100%,
We all
100%.
can have a day where like, damn, why am I really doing this? No one, I got 0 plays today. No one's paying attention, but I promise you there's gonna be that one person that will pay attention, and that person could change your life. And I necessarily don't do music for approval, for the masses to like.
So
To me, it always started out as therapy. Like, I'm a very emotional person.
Right.
So I needed to put my emotions somewhere. That's why I did sports a lot. I need to hit somebody, whatever the case was, basketball. So I happened to found my lane in the music. I just happened to be nice at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where it came. I never really wanted to, like, even though I did chorus and I worked on instruments, the plan was never like, oh, I want to
Music.
do music.
Yeah.
Right.
Never was
was
that.
sports.
Never was that. It's just I needed to put my emotions somewhere.
That
I
shit
just
had
had to
to
write
go-
it
it
down.
had to
Yeah,
go
I had,
someplace.
had to express it some way. Some people express it through boxing or art, or I had to express it some way. And the fact that I'm so emotional, that's where the energy comes. That's why I'm so high energy, and you could tell, That's why I feel like the difference comes into place. Of a lot of people just rapping because it's the cool
It's a
thing
cool
to do.
thing, yeah.
Like,
It's
yo,
like,
I want to
it's
rap.
just popular.
Yeah,
It's like I'm gonna get the girl in high school if I got
Right.
the like most
yeah,
views on YouTube.
anybody
like,
could write
fuck outta
rhymes.
here,
It's
yeah.
not hard to rhyme rhymes. It's
No.
really not. You could
You
literally
rhyme mad
look up
words.
on diction. Hey, what's the rhyme with this? And fucking give
Right.
you
You
30
gonna
or
give it to
40
me.
Dictionary,
fucking
like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
different.
Like, stop.
Yeah, but
Talk
are you
about
saying
metaphors,
something?
kind of- yeah.
That's what separates the levels. What are you saying though? So that's what music really became fun to me, because I like to bars, metaphors, whatever it is, but at the same time, similes, all this shit. Like, and I'm saying something. So like, I'm not just rhyming. I like to.
You not lyrical, miracle, lyrical,
Nah, a lot of
swimming pool
it's not
head
even
ass
that. A
niggas,
lot of
like-
people just like to rhyme the last word. Oh, I went to the bay. Y'all say they. Like, no, but I like, we rhyming every word. I went there. Tribe went there. I went there. Like,
yeah.
we taking it to different levels. Like, how much can I challenge myself? So when someone sends me a beat, I'm not like, nah, I don't like that. You got to build this beat the way I want it. No, I could do that. I
Right.
could do that. So I developed this. I could do any beat. I could rap to any song, any genre. Put me on a Taylor Swift song, I'll kill it. Put me on Ice Spice song, I'll kill it. 50 Cent song, I'll kill it. It don't matter. I treat music like sports. The same competitive aspect. So going back to the project, I know I'm probably rambling or
Nah,
some
you
shit.
good.
Nah,
But
this
going
is-
back to the project, that's what goes into the project. If you tuning into my music, you just not, okay, yeah, good music. It's like a story behind it. Like, I'm not just saying shit. We really did that.
Yeah.
We live this life. Like, there's real stories that I'm saying. That's why I'm not necessarily saying names, or I put a lot of we, because I want to there's a lot of hip hop cops out there and shit.
Right.
So I will say a lot of this is entertainment, and I will look at the camera when I say this. This is entertainment, but at the same time, it's like when you watch a movie and it says based on a true story.
Right.
A lot of it's based on the truth, but they gotta fabricate shit, because it's a
Right.
movie. We gotta keep people.
It may not always
people
necessarily
seats.
be me, but it might be something I saw. That,
Right.
man, I'm
So
saying this is
that's
crazy.
how. So when I create music, I take real life shit that we do, and I put I put an entertainment spin on it at the same time, because that's what we here for. We all here for entertainment at the end of the day.
Like you said, that's that outlet. That's your, how you feeling, what you going through, and this is the way you putting it out. This is you letting that energy out, letting what's been bottling up when you writing, when you creating these different projects or whatever. It's all a combination of life experiences, and it sounds like this project is again a nice combination of all of the things that you've gone through and you've experienced, and that passion and that energy that you display just naturally being you. I think it's definitely gonna show in an amazing way.
Yeah.
With this project.
You just recently dropped 2 videos. I believe one was for your single Chicken, and one was actually
Not really.
a song off your current album that you just dropped. So tell me about that. Like, what was the process? How was that like? I don't know if this was like your first video, how many videos you've done, What was the
Yeah. Well,
experience?
the first video was me and Rue, the Level Up video.
Okay.
And then we did Deal with the Drip with Killer. Big shout out to Killer, TOG Killer.
Yes, sir. That's our guy.
So
Shout out Rue, too.
ever since those features on the Deal with the Drip project with Killer, that's when we that's when we started linking up heavy, the Chillionaires and TOG cliques. So it's pretty much like a family at this point. So
Yeah.
I was going there to record Now or Never,
Mm-hmm.
and Killer liked one of the beats. So I said, hop on it. Say less. Came up with Not Really. So then we shot the video. Big shout out to Shreddy.
Also, might I add you, y'all shot the video expeditiously. It wasn't like
Yeah.
like it was, you know, tell them the
Chicken
process
was
and,
it.
and how quick it happened. Because Chicken was like,
Chicken was cool, but it was like one of these things like, we need like one of these MTV videos out right now. So, you know, big shout out to everybody that came through.
yes, sir.
Simo, big shout out to Simo.
A lot of people came through
Big
for
shout out
that.
to my boy Jeff. Big shout out to Sneakerhead for sponsoring.
Yeah.
It was a lot of love that day, man. It was a good day. Shout out to the models that came through. We just had fun with it. And like moving forward, that's all the videos. Like we just gonna have fun. At this point, Killer just shot a video with Felix. They about to drop something.
That's fair.
So everybody working, everybody leveling
Yeah.
up, everybody sees what the next video, you know, what the last video was. All right, so what can I do for my
For the
video,
next
for
one,
this
yeah.
video?
Make
So,
it look different. You know?
Yeah. So at this point, we all under the mindset of let's make movies, not necessarily like them. You know, like videos back in the day, shit was like actual like movies with
Yeah, there was like
scripted or
even if the song wasn't a story, the visual had
the
a story.
visuals. Yeah,
like,
it was just more to
there
it than
was-
just throwing on the camera and like
just rapping,
quick
rappity,
edits.
rap.
Yeah, like
I'm glad you
nice
say that
edits.
because that's actually what me and Quay actually work on. Like when we're coming up with like things for the project. Like I'm still gonna drop stuff for Docile. Me and him actually have 2 videos that were like.
yeah. It's a
We're
fact.
doing-
I
and,
definitely
like-
need to work with my boy Quay over here.
No, this is cinematic Quay. This is movie made. Like so,
Especially
it's like
since me and
he
you
does
got
movies.
excavation, so we might need.
Oh,
to-
I mean, excavate. You might have fun with that,
need
but in any case, like we try to do cinematic shit. Like I want to
Yeah.
do like a movie type shit. Like I want a story, even if it's not a story. Like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying, and that's what we're actually kind of working on. We just had a conversation about How Far We Come, HFWC on my album
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
about shooting, and it's just like there's a story to it while I'm still performing, still rapping, but like there's more to it. There's a scene like that I'm painting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I feel like that's how it should be.
Yeah,
Because
those
like I don't
are-
want to watch just somebody rapping to a camera. That
Yeah.
shit is corny.
I mean, those like like you said, regular rapidy rap kind of videos. Those are cool. Like you know what I mean. Like some of them can provide
I get
decent
it.
amount
Yeah,
of
like some Jada Kiss.
entertainment.
Right.
Like you know, what I mean?
I
Yeah.
understand that.
But like I'm really intrigued by like the music videos that like kind of have a story to it. Like you could tell a lot of people put their mind into
It was work.
developing the story mixed with the vocals or whatever. I did this poet, Kerry D. Singleton. He had like this compilation of like different
Ready.
lightsaber.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know at the Imposter Syndrome podcast,
We live.
niggas is ready and we live, right?
we got
We on air.
we got the
You know what I'm
lightsabers
saying? Listen, the
ready, yeah.
lightsaber is ready.
Yeah, at least we know it's ready.
Fuck around and find out.
But so yeah, I did this project for Kerry. He's a poet. He had these poems that he had, and he wanted, and then he also had like some lyrics. I mean, some music added to the poems or whatnot. So it was kind of like a song or whatever, but more like a spoken.
It's more
word,
like a spoken word rhythm,
type
like
of,
like
type of song or whatnot.
Yeah, them old school things.
I was at a bar.
Yeah, it was kind of smooth, like
Yeah,
a
no.
little smooth
It was
like
cool.
that,
No,
too,
it
yeah.
was definitely. There was a song that went a little left for me. It was just talking about like a lot of sexual things. I was
Oh,
like,
it was
oh.
this other song, I didn't do the video to that, but
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a different, that song was different.
I mean, shout out to Kerry,
shout out
but
to
like,
Kerry, yeah.
I was slightly taken back by that.
I think the song is called Orgasmia.
Yes,
The video's
yes.
actually on YouTube. Check that out.
Yeah, y'all
Orgasmia.
should check it out.
Oh, man,
It's
okay.
definitely interesting, but I just wasn't expecting it. It's not that like
was not
it was
expecting
terrible.
at
It's
all.
just like
when
when
he
I-
called me, like, yeah, so I got this song, and I'm like, oh man, like, but But anyways, the poem that he did was called "The Wanderer's Game."
yes.
And he wanted a video for it, so I did a video for him, and like I came up with like this whole script with all these characters, and every character had like their own backstory or whatever, you know what I mean? And it really came together like kind of dope, like you know what I mean? It's still like
I
one
believe
of
it
the
got
projects.
nominated for something.
Yeah, it was nominated for
That's fire.
best drama, and then we got another nomination for at another film festival, but it was definitely cool. And like, you know, that type of stuff is interesting. I also did a music video for this rapper Soze from Brooklyn. And again, I'm like, yo, I do like movie style type music video. That's really what I want to go with this. And you know, he was all for it. Again, another dope video. So like, I feel like that, you know, like you're saying, like I want to make stories with my music, like, you know what I'm saying, if I'm gonna do a music video, like, and that's I feel like that's like the dopest way to do music videos.
100%. I feel like it's a visual output of an audio input.
I mean, me and Rich, we actually got a song on now and Never Road to Victory, where I wrote a little story. It's kind of like a little,
100%.
little mini movie, and
Yeah.
like that.
I
that
actually can see the
itself,
movie. I can see the movie.
What I'm saying is like, the way I wrote it, it's already, you just got to shoot it. Like, you know what it's like?
almost a
Obviously, no, you
script.
would need like.
It's not even a song at this
Hollywood
point.
type
Like,
production.
it's a script. Because even when I listen to it, like, I hear how everything plays out, and it's like, shit is going on, and then like I call this nigga, and I'm like, yo, give him a little information, da da da, and he like, oh, all right, copy. Well, like now I'm out and I'm doing da 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 da. Like it's a movie. It could be a thing. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
fire, damn.
I'm actually
we kind of got to talk about that. at
Actually,
some point, you know what I'm saying? After.
we're gonna hit it.
Yeah, you know,
After this is done.
later on.
Well,
yeah,
this-
we kind of
yeah,
got.
this is-
I
this
already
is
got
a-
ideas, and
This
I
is
ain't
a
even heard the
discussion
song,
for
I ain't gonna hold
later.
you.
It's not even a podcast discussion. You know what I'm saying? We giving y'all too much. We're giving you
But like,
too much.
my writing process is already into like storytelling, because there's not a lot of, not even just rappers, not even just musicians, like in general storytelling. So, you know, I always listen to Nas and Rakim and all them back in the day, and they were heavy storytellers. So, you know, Slick Rick, like I just.
So speaking on your process, like what is that like? Like what is the process when you know working
when
on a
you
project,
writing.
or even if you're just writing a song, you get a random beat or whatever. Like what is that? How does you transition your mindset into creating whatever that song's gonna turn out?
Well, my writing process, you know, everybody has their own, and I feel like I adapt to my situation. So if I'm writing solo songs, I like to take my time with it. I might write a few lines a day. It depends it depends on what mood I'm in. I could just throw on a beat and just write some couple of bars, boom, my verse is done. But to me, like, I was doing that when I was like 14. Like, that's cool.
Just throwing on the beat. Let me write bars. Like,
Yeah. At this point, it's more of like, sometimes I do things by accident, so I don't want to take full credit that like I have a whole theme before I write. I really don't. I really just put the beat on and I let my imagination run wild. And I literally freestyle, but at the same time, I'm writing it down. Like, instead of, like, if I had access to my own studio, I wouldn't have to write. I would just go into the booth, boom, do a line, come out, think of the next one, boom, and just do that process. Because when
it's kind of what I do now.
yeah, because when you hum, a lot of musicians that I know personally, like, you hum your flows, your melodies, and you can never replicate that writing. It's very hard to do. Like, so even now, my boy Rue is like, yo, we got to start doing a process of less writing on our own,
Just
and
more
of
vibes,
more like we all meet and create it that way, because that is the best process. And like, anybody out there that does music, like, yeah, it's cool when you write in your crib on your own,
100%.
and you gonna get your ideas, and you should definitely have songs like that.
That also
But-
hones your craft.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. You perfect your craft that way. So you find yourself that way. But the best potential the music is gonna reach is when you around other people and everybody could throw their ideas together, and there's songs that we went into the studio, had no hook. Bomb. 5 minutes later, they got the hook, and you would thought like
New
we thought of that
designer.
6 months ago. Yeah.
New designer. We did that song.
did
Niggas,
that
niggas
on the
had
spot.
no hook.
No
This
hook.
nigga Rue was recording his verse in the studio, and me and Staacks are like, all right, what do they do? Yeah, we just
need a
boom,
hook.
back and forth. New designer, like, all right, now, next line, like. We just were going line for line and like, or you threw a couple lines, like I'll throw a line, like I'm like, I got the melody and these are the words, you know what I'm saying? This thing got it.
Yeah.
It comes out so much better that
It's
way.
such a better process writing that way.
But I feel like the way that we did it, like in the studio that time, since we didn't have like he wasn't like our engineer, you know what I'm saying? So like for us, I feel like for that, not for us, for that to happen in general, you need a studio that's like, I'm not charging you per hour, like we're all cool, you know what I'm saying? We're a group of friends. I got my studio, like,
I mean, there's ways we did it within that hour. Even that's where I get into the challenge.
I just feel like it's just the limitations, and that's my thing.
Yeah, of course.
And also earlier to touch on what you said before about like you do things by accident. In my opinion, it's not that you do it by accident. I think you do like when you're writing, you do it with intention. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a goal. You know what I'm saying? So like for you may not know what that goal is, but like you hear the beat, you're like, oh, I'm about to murder it. So like once you go in, there's so much intention and what you're doing. Like you know you're gonna write like this bomb ass verse or this and the third. So like you go in already with that mentality. You know what I'm saying? So when you write it, this nigga chilling on the third, and then you like, oh, and then he got serving the bird, and then you just keep going. And you like, oh, all right, now this nigga with the bird is serving on the block, and then on the block the nigga got shot, and then like you have that intention.
Comes to that, when it comes to that, though, it's like, I'm never like, okay, I got a line, and now I'm sitting there going, okay, what can I rhyme?
What rhymes with this?
What can I rhyme with that? Nah, it's.
That's what I'm saying. The intention, you just going.
No, it's that's what I'm trying to say. It's as I'm saying a line, the next one is already being processed.
Yes, it's really building up.
When I stop writing is when it stops, when that line's done,
halted.
and now I have to what rhymes with that. I don't like that. Once I get to that point, okay, put on another beat. Let's work on something else. It has to be naturally like when the beat's on, I already know what I want to say.
If you're forcing it, it's not going to come out.
It's not even
good.
a force.
I'm just saying like. For anybody else, you would feel like, all right, I'm forcing it. I can't come up with this line. And if I keep trying, it's like I'm forcing this, like, it's never going to come out good.
I'll give you a
saying?
perfect example. There's a time where, okay, studio's next Thursday. I got a verse to finish. I'll wait till Wednesday. Just to do, I got to finish this verse tomorrow.
Nigga needs
I have no choice. I got to finish this verse tomorrow.
pressure to do it, right? Like that pressure drives.
No, but that's
it does
why
drive
not
you.
every song you do that.
No, of course
but
not.
Some songs, you wait to let me. I like to always challenge myself. So, can I do this? And sometimes I'll come up with, I couldn't, like, Excavation. Excavation, I had that beat for a while, at least over a year. I could not come up with anything. Could not come up with anything. I had bars, some ideas. You know who'd be good on this? Felix, we should throw Rich on this. I sent Rich the beat.
Sat in that shit for like 4 months.
Rich comes back, hooking a verse. He sends it to me. I listen to it. And how long it took me to write the verse? Not even that long.
You sent it to me that night. I think I sent it to you because like, you had sent it to me like a couple months, and then I tried to write to it and I couldn't at first. Like the beat just didn't. It's not that it didn't grab me. I love Felix. The beat's great. You know what I'm saying? But like I just had like that kind of writer's block for I guess the flow
that's what I was experiencing. But the point is like once you came up with the idea.
Oh yeah, and then I sent it back. I mean, you sent it back the next day. It was not like
so I couldn't come up with anything. I couldn't come up with anything.
You sent it to me in a voice note.
Yeah.
I'm rolling the bass mode. I'm feeling up that stroke.
So without him without him writing any of that, I don't come up with that. Even though I wrote my verse on my own, I still needed
It's almost like it's just a
Something.
little inspiration, just something to get the like the
But
process
that's why you
going.
need to
'Cause that's
be
why
in the same room together.
Right.
That's why it's more beneficial because it could just take.
we would have came up with
something small to spark
excavation
it. Yeah,
in
way quicker
10
if we would
minutes.
just did it.
You know
Because
what
now
I'm
you
saying?
got
Like,
that reference. Like
'cause
you got that other person that you could kind of bounce off of.
Yeah.
And like you said, something at all, like
Yeah.
to kind of get the juices going. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
when he sent me, I mean not sent me, but when he like finally was like, yo, like nigga, like we gonna do the song, like let me know, and I'm like, all right, I got you. Cause remember, I got you. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it took me
yeah.
like a day or two. I'm not gonna front, cause like I had the pressure on me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Cause Staacks, you applied the pressure, nigga. You were like, yo, we doing this or nah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh fuck, all right, I do want to do this. You know what I'm saying? I know I could come up with something.
And how important do y'all think, when you in these different career paths or whatever, especially creative ones, like, do I think that pressure is important? Like, do you think it's easier or better for you, more beneficial for you in the long run to kind of
I don't mind the pressure.
coast through it? Like, would you prefer like everything was just kind of super easy, like
At my
every
leisure?
song I got, every beat that I get, all of it, that should just come to me, like it's just there, boom, I'm done. Versus kind of like having this, like you said, gaps where you sitting on this one thing that you've been trying to think about, but you ain't got nothing. Like the shit I did for Carrie, I sat on that idea for a good like 5 weeks before I came up with anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's me sitting in the crib, like literally thinking about this shit and being like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, do you think, again, so like in my situation, do you think it would have been better if I had kind of nailed it earlier, or do you think you get better products from kind of having like a prolonged, not even prolonged, a better product from having more pressure on you?
I think, all right, so realistically speaking, I think that there's not like a better process or like or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The problem wasn't the beat, it wasn't that, I think it was the time, right? Timing is everything. And I also think that like Staacks just applying that pressure, pressure busts pipes or it makes diamonds. So
fact.
I needed somebody to apply that pressure. It's like Staacks. Like, it's my man's love this nigga to death, but like, if I don't have Staacks, like some shit's not gonna get done either. It's not that it's not on my radar. It's just like, bruh, niggas get like caught up on regular life shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, sometimes that pressure is very much so needed. But there's sometimes that like, bro, how many times you send me a song and I like send you a verse like in an hour, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did it, and it's like, all right.
When it comes to pressure, I feel like it's situational. Like it depends on the person
Necessary evil.
because not everybody is built for pressure.
No.
So like you shouldn't put it on their shoulders for that. Like so like you're asking if you should do it. It's can you deal with pressure? Have you been in situations that you came out on top in pressure?
Yeah.
The reason why I like pressure and why I put myself in so many of those situations is because, like I said, I played sports my whole life. So if we was down by a touchdown or we needed the last basket, I would always go to the coach, give me the ball.
Right.
Give me the ball. Like, I love those situations. I was built for those
Like,
situations.
this is where I thrive, nigga. Like, if you don't give me the ball, you want to lose the game, is what you're telling me.
So sometimes it could be, I end up using it as a crutch because now, like you say, I have 3 months to write something.
I'm a judge.
I know I can do it because I know I can do it. There's
it.
battle rappers that do that they got 3 months before a battle and they'll write the day of because they could do it.
Or they'll freestyle it.
They like putting that pressure on themselves. So I feel like it's situational. I feel like, are you up? If you challenge yourself, then yes, I feel like it'll benefit you because you're always challenging yourself. So it's like once you climb that one peak, you're already looking for the next peak to already climb. Whereas some people could be satisfied, like, oh, I climbed Mount Everest, I'm good.
Right.
Climb the highest peak.
Yeah,
I'm the best.
I'm good now. Yeah.
All right.
So I always felt with me, I'm very critical when it comes to music. Now, you could say I wrote the best shit you ever heard in your life. And that day I wrote it, I will agree with you. But the next day, it's not a hate. It's not a hate. As I'm always dissecting. I'm always nitpicking. I could have said that better. I could have did that better. Or I should have changed this word. So it's not that I'm a perfectionist, because I'm definitely not. I'm lazy as shit. But when it comes to music, it's certain. there's things about me that I do in regular life that I do differently when it comes to music.
Right.
Because
100%.
it's not even the worry of, am I worried how people are going to accept this? It has nothing to do with that. It's just my personal, like, I could always do better. I could always do better. And I feel like everybody should feel like you could always do better. Even if you got A++, you got 100 on the test.
Break all the records.
Always
There's
still
always a
something
record
you
you
could
could
have did
break.
better.
Yeah,
Right?
there's always a record you could break.
can
And I
learn
feel
from.
like as like people who create shit, like that is such a thing that like you kind of, it's like a yin and a yang. It's such a good thing to have, but at times it could feel bad.
Oh, it's hindering,
like you said,
yeah.
like bro, I'll write a script and I'll be like, bro, I'm fucking the next Steven Spielberg or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. Like I'm like, bro, this shit is
100%.
fire as hell. And then I'll wake up in the morning, and then I'll read that shit and I'll be like,
What the fuck
was
was I thinking? What the fuck? Look at this piece of dog shit. Mind you,
You
it's
know?
probably still good.
But you know,
like,
but again, like Stack
gotta
said,
invoke
like
that
you know, it
feeling.
ain't that as bad. It's that I'm just constantly critiquing myself. Like I'm my biggest critic. No matter what, ain't nobody gonna judge me more than me.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? But you just gotta learn how to.
Can't let it hinder
you.
you.
Can't let that shit,
Yeah.
take over your
'Cause
mind and
self-doubt-
convince you that
self-doubt,
you ain't
it
shit.
can be
You know what I
crazy.
mean? You still the shit. You just want your shit to be better
Better
than what
than the
it
shit.
is. You know what I mean? And it don't matter what you write. It don't matter what you do. It's always gonna be either you or other people who think, this ain't it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's important to keep that focus.
I mean, you look at it like this. It's like when basketball play. I always use sports analogies. I love sports. But people practice their free throws not so they could hit 20 for 20. It's when the game's on the line.
Exactly.
And
And you need
2
that
seconds
energy.
left, and
I
you
know, I
see
need
Jimmy
this free
Butler come
throw.
onto the ice in his vein
Right.
because that's what you practice for.
Right.
It's for the moments, and I feel like that's as musicians, we gotta set us. We gotta practice for the moments. If you ain't comfortable in front of a camera, do a lot of videos on your phone so you could get comfortable. 'Cause you don't want to, start off nervous because everybody's gonna look at you like, oh, yeah.
I look at him like, yeah.
So you always want to. There's always gonna have doubt, but you don't want to put it to the point where you're not doing anything no more. Where you're like, oh damn, and now you're scared to put something
But
now
I say,
because you
Rich,
don't know how it's gonna be
over-analysis
received.
paralysis.
Over analysis paralysis is
So-
definitely a thing. You think about
so
something so much,
even
you
if
do
there's
it.
gonna be people that like your music, there's gonna be people that don't like your music.
Plenty of people gonna hate you. I'm just letting
But
you know
there's
that right
always
now.
something you can learn from it.
Of course.
So there's always going to be something, and that's what people have to understand. That's why a lot of people throw out hating. Someone critiques something, oh, you're hating on me. No, it's a fine line between critiquing and hating, and I feel like if someone's telling you truthful, like they're only trying to help you. People are only trying to help you. Like with anything, when it comes to music, I know a lot of people have ego, or you think of yourself in a certain way, but you could always get better. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tom Brady, they always practice,
Everybody, always.
because no matter how much they won, they could still get better. You could still get better. So
You know what they say? Practice don't make perfect, it make permanent.
I practice rapping in my head every day. Every day I practice rapping. If I'm going into the store, if I'm doing something, always thinking of something. You're always practicing. Always practice. Because you never know. When it comes to music, it's all about opportunity, right timing. What happens if you're somewhere and Jay-Z's right there, and you're gonna, I didn't practice, can't rap.
You freeze, you're a deer in headlights.
So you always got to challenge yourself so you could, when these situations come up, you may not always be fully prepared for it, but at least you have a better mind state of how to approach these type of things. Music is very...
And even a little prepared is better than not prepared at all. I mean, I think to sum it up, consistency, practice, and preparation. You can't really go wrong if you're, doing those things. It's only going to lead you to get better every single time.
1,000,000%.
You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about the outcome all the time, but that journey that you took to get there in the first place.
It's
that
the
all
hours,
of
that
time.
10,000
Right.
hours. Like nobody's a master at nothing unless you've put in your 10,000
It's not
hours.
about, but
Like, you know
enjoy
what I'm saying?
the 10,000 hours.
Oh no, you gotta enjoy the process.
A lot
you know
of
what I'm
people
saying?
want to
Like,
skip the process.
Yeah,
though.
people wanna skip the
You
line.
already want to get there, but not.
Listen.
Learning is half the fun, man.
I mean, it is. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But you also got to remember that learning is also most of the frustration. You know what I'm saying? It's half the fun when you're looking back, because hindsight is 2020. You're like, damn, I was
Yeah.
so mad when I had to do that shit. But like, man, look at how much I paid off. Like me just rapping 30 minutes a day for a year. Now I can fucking throw on any beat and just stop like rapping until I don't want to rap anymore. You know what I'm saying?
But
Or just
sometimes
put it in
doing
out.
things in the harshest conditions will benefit you. When like
Oh, yeah.
I was able to benefit from the era when I first started recording. When I first started recording, it was the default sound recorder that you have on your computer, the little 60-second shit. You gotta press record every 60 seconds. So that's how I would first record. So I have to do 3 verses and hooks in one take. There was no, I didn't have a software where, okay, I'm done with the verse. So that's how I started recording. Beautiful. You may think of it like, oh my God, how hard was it? I used to have to hold the microphone, read the lyrics, and press the record every 60 seconds in one take. But because I practiced doing that, now when I go to the, ask Rich, you've been to the studio.
Yeah.
One take, maybe 2 takes it takes me. Because I was so, I have to do this in one take. Because I had to do it in one take. Now you can take 1,000 takes. Some people bar they shit every 2 bars.
Right.
What?
That's a fact.
And like you said, them tough times from before make it so that way now you more than prepared
Yeah.
to take care of the stuff.
I feel like I'm
It's
overqualified at this
overqualified,
point.
right? Like it's like starting off the podcast. I mean, we had a completely different setup prior. Like we had
Oh
like a
my
table
God! Hold on.
and
If you
2
see,
seats,
if you see
like,
the first episode, I don't know if you have, but
Yeah.
nigga, we came a long way.
a long
We
way.
was
And
just
that's
like-
actually
that's
the
the
second
process.
episode that we did. The first video was when you interviewed me. That was the second episode.
I wasn't even on video.
You was on video. You know what I'm saying? That was the second episode. You interviewed me that.
That episode. Yes.
Yeah, and it was
Bruh,
basically.
it went from that to like. Honestly, it progressed because it wasn't always all of this either. Remember, like
No,
it was
yeah.
like halfway.
Literally, none of this was here then at all. Nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
No,
Only thing
no.
that was here was
Was
this,
the
was the
sound.
panels. That's
Yeah,
it.
the sound
Everything else came after that, and because because we went through. We
We
that
didn't have enough
process.
mics.
Yeah, no, we had enough mics.
No,
we
I
had
bought
enough-
one.
No. We didn't have enough mic for 3 people. We were only doing.
But that's what I'm
the
saying.
2.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we didn't have enough mics
But,
for,
like,
for,
even, like,
3 people. Like
The
niggas bought another mic, bought another
with
headset. Like,
headphones, yeah, but the process of to getting the lights and the
Yeah,
cameras
nah,
and
this
all
is
that
a dope
shit set
setup
up.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't able to do this then.
no,
I'm only able
Bro,
to do this
remember we
now
had the
because of
headset?
going through that shit.
I
That's
think
the only
I think
reason.
we were
Yeah,
using
yeah.
a gaming headset.
Yeah, we had
We had
my
one that had like a
gaming
little
headset.
boop boop, but like just for sound. You know what I'm saying? But it was
But
just
I'm
so
grateful
hilarious. You
for
see
that.
it. Look at the journey.
I'm grateful for that process.
We're
you know what I
here
mean?
now, nigga.
Like
Like-
I went through that. It was a learning process, and that's all you can that's all you can hope for. Every time you going through these struggles and this and the third, you just constantly learning. Like you said, you getting better and better and better. And now you in these different scenarios where, like you said, you overqualified for this shit.
Yeah.
It's not even like
the fact
you know
that
what
people
I'm
get
saying?
bar now,
Right.
That's crazy to me.
So like
now
you
I take
went
it to
through-
my advantage.
Exactly, and now you.
Now they'll review, my song. Like, damn, you sound like you did it all in one take.
Nigga,
Like,
I did.
Yeah, of course, that's why.
Like, I do this. Like,
It's
you know what I'm
funny
saying? I've been
get-
doing
But this song's I ball. I'm not gonna
How,
front.
no, of course we all do. But how mad was I when we was at the studio and I was recording? They like just borrow it. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I got my verse. And then when I came up,
That's why I say sometimes barring's not
Stacks
bad,
and Rue,
man.
Stacks and Rue, like.
That's why I learned from
you-
Rue.
they're
I
like-
took barring from Rue.
Nigga
Hell
said,
yeah,
nigga
fuck
said,
that.
yo, like, you was mean to that nigga. I'm like, no, because I know that I could do it. Like, I'm not going to have some other nigga, like, I'm in the studio. I'm trying to just get it done. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
But the thing, that's why I say you could bar, because it's just showing you there's more ways that you could get it done.
but I know that I
and
could do
still
that.
get the same
I
quality.
bar in when I come up with my music. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, that's the problem. I do this already. I already bar in when I'm coming up with my thing. Then I just write it down, and then that's my verse. And I listen to this shit so much that like I shouldn't fuck up, nigga.
Right.
Yeah, the key thing is what works for you. That's what
Yeah.
everybody needs to take away from this.
Your
You gotta
process
figure out
is
what
important.
works
Oh yeah,
for
I know.
you.
I know my process. All right. So what you got coming up next right now?
Well,
for,
yeah. So the project just dropped, Now or Never. Make sure y'all cop that on Spotify, all that, Apple Music. Right now, I just got some beats from my boy Rolly. Big shout out to Rolly, Father Grand. So I'm working on that right now. And I also got a few beats from DP the Plug. Shout out to him. We working on some shit, so I may need some shit from you.
Always.
And I definitely, me and Rue, we definitely got a few singles dropping. I'm hoping we get Deal with the Drip done, too, like ASAP. But I wouldn't mind the Chillionaires project. But
I'm actually all for Chillionaire's project, but I think like you said, I think the Chillionaire project needs to be something that's a little more like tailored to all of us. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like
Where
that
we need to go in the studio like this.
that's
It
what
needs
I
to
was
be
gonna
us
say.
through it.
The Chillionaire project gotta
us
be
three.
we all like, whether it's Killer Studio, whatever
Any
the case
studio
is,
doesn't
but we
matter,
all there.
but we all gotta be
you,
there.
Rich, like we all there.
Me, you, Rich. Me,
Ha,
you,
ha,
Rue.
ha.
Yeah, I know.
Me, you,
Me,
Rue.
you, Rue. We all gotta be there, and we all gotta be on
And
some.
we just come up with it
yeah,
straight down the net.
music going off. Let's go, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
come
yeah,
up
there's
with
definitely gonna be a lot of singles. Working on a project is a lot harder
Then it seems
than just doing singles.
Yeah.
It's such a long, because you're trying to put the best material together, and sometimes like, just get the content out. Like, the more content you have,
The better.
the better. So the main focus, even working with Felix, like we're just gonna do like singles. Not saying that there's not gonna be a Now and Never 2 or nothing like that. It's just that right now there's so much
going on that it's better to
so
just,
much going on.
let me just bang
Might as
out
well-
singles.
Just hop on a beat, bang it out, record it, come
put
up with
it
the
out,
cover,
video,
just put it out at this
boom.
point.
Yeah.
So everything in the future for the next 6 months to end out the year, just gonna be nothing but singles. Hopefully get Quay, shoot a video.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna talk about Living
yeah,
Legends.
yes.
That's the song?
What?
Not Living Legends.
Excavation.
Not
Oh
Excavation.
no, Road to Victory.
Road to Victory.
Road to
My
Victory.
fault.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
I'm like Living Legends. I'm so
Yeah, Living Legends with Banger, man. Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
Banger. Beastie
also
Boy.
also a hard song, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why I had that song. I'm like, fuck, which one is it?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a dick. I'm on the song, so I should know I'm on the road to victory.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At this
You know
point,
what
we
I'm
could shoot a video to like any of the songs. But
Yeah.
at this point, it's
I
right
think
now. I need to promote. I need to get myself out there. Not a lot of people know about me. So what I always say is, if you never saw me, never heard of me, I guarantee it's not gonna be the last time.
Okay.
It's a lot to look forward to because it's not just me. There's a lot of people that I'm working with that's involved. A lot of people.
It's bigger than
It's like a
bigger
big
than just
movement
you,
right
yeah.
now. I'm
It
just
is
a
movement.
contribution. I'm a contribution right now.
Absolutely.
So my whole thing is, if we all contributing, we'll get to where we need to get to at the end of the day. So there's a lot to look forward to in the future, for sure.
Well, with that being said, saying a lot of people haven't heard of you before, so where can we find you at? On the social interwebs.
So my Instagram is Staacks, TSTAACKS. If you want to get a hold of all my music, whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, it's just Staacks. It's STAACK, and it's the $ for the S. And I'm up on everywhere. If you want to go to YouTube, check the Chillionaires YouTube page out.
Yes, sir.
We got all our videos, freestyles out there. So it's a lot to, like I said, it's not just me. It's a lot of rappers.
It's a movement.
Yeah.
It's all of us.
Killer, Rule, Rich, Banger, Feel It. Like we all working together. So
Things is working.
if you a fan of me, you're gonna be a fan of them. If you a fan of them, you're gonna be a fan of me.
100%.
It's just there's a lot to look forward to, man. So Staacks. I know there's a lot of Staacks out there, but there's only one of me. Trust me.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. And that's on that note. That might be the only, I'm saying, the most perfect way to end it.
You know what we ain't do today? We
ain't cheers. I ain't got no.
You ain't got nothing in there.
Nah, you gonna have to. I love you.
man.
One of y'all niggas
I
gonna have to
guess.
just pour me a little.
Yeah, I'll give you a little.
You know what I'm
have a
saying?
little.
And listen, none of us got COVID, so y'all niggas can relax. And alcohol kills everything. You heard?
Sharing is caring.
I mean, come on, you can share.
I ain't know what you.
Oh,
For the homies.
Yeah, that was for the
homies.
for the dad
Nice.
homies. You heard?
M-Co,
M-Co,
Albie,
nice.
For the
That's a
homies,
fact,
alright.
man.
a bed.
But yeah, it was
Everybody,
Staacks.
My
man.
fallen
Appreciate
soldiers,
you.
man.
Yo,
Yo, appreciate y'all for having me, man. It was a blast, man.
I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
to both y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying? Y'all my mans, you know what I'm saying? It's my co-host and my co-host rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, make sure y'all follow Imposter Syndrome, man. Make sure y'all in
You did.
tune. Always be in tune. Got
Appreciate
the hottest
you.
podcast out right now.
Appreciate you, Staacks, for
we
being
here,
on.
baby.
So once again, we got my man Staacks.
Let's get
Thank you for pulling up at the Imposter Syndrome podcast. You already know it's your boy Quay Jones. As
And it's your
always,
boy, Rich Banks.
my man Rich Banks.
Motherfucking bite.
We here, nigga.
Staacks, thanks again for pulling up, bro.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you. This is Quay Jones, Imposter Syndrome podcast. Get y'all.